Welcome back to Breakfast Central. Our next conversation is one that's revving up tension in Nigeria's energy and logistics sector. Dangote Group recently rolled out over 4,000 compressed natural gas trucks nationwide, but not everyone is cheering. Unions like NUPENG and other downstream players are raising red flags, accusing Dangote of monopolistic ambitions and market disruption.
Now joining us to break this down and what it actually means is energy specialist Mr. Chinedu Onyegbula. Good morning and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Very well. Thank you for asking. Hope you're doing well as well. Let's get into the conversation. Dangote has said that this is about job creation. It's not necessarily about monopoly. The argument about Dangote taking over the market has been a long one, and with the most recent potential strike by Pengerson, it was an argument that came to the fore again. So let's get your thoughts. Do you believe that Dangote's logistics expansion is a genuine attempt to modernize fuel distribution, or do you think it's a strategic move to dominate the supply chain?
Well, as you well know, Mr. Dangote is an industrialist, and he's been playing in the oil and gas sector most recently. His actions, like you said, most people are alleging, is said to be monopolistic. At a news conference, he made it clear what his intentions are. And his intentions are to provide job creation, enhance the value chain across the oil and gas sector, and stop the insistent failures that we've had across the value chain of the oil and gas sector. He's clearly stated and shown that his actions are not monopolistic. There's up to 6 job opportunities that are going to be created just from the truck driving value chain or sector, right? Including the drivers, the other parts of the value chain. In this instance, I think we get it wrong when a private sector brings in his own capital, invest his time and equity to contribute to advance the sector. In a country like Nigeria that has been looking for both foreign and local investments in different key sectors of the economy, I think it's a perfect opportunity for government to ensure that the proper enabling environment for different entities, such as Dangote, are made available. And whatever the nuances or dissatisfaction by different stakeholders should be managed in such a way that it doesn't create a ruckus or embarrass the country. Because other people, other investors from other parts of the world are looking and seeing how we handle this situation, and it will determine how it will influence their decisions on how they come into the country to invest. So it's a perfect opportunity for government to douse these tensions and strategically. And I think Dangote has started that process. It's been very transparent in his and engaging in his processes, and should continue to do so.
Now, Comrade, I beg your pardon, Mr. Onyegbula, we just had a conversation with a member of the NLC in Delta State. That's why I automatically called you Comrade. Apologies for that. But my next question has to do with unions. Why is NUPENG and the unions so rattled? Are their fears of job displacement valid or exaggerated? And are they trying to reap where they did not sow?
Well, I mean, you've stated, well, I wouldn't state that, but the unions have made their case, right? But if you look through their statements, nowhere in Dangote's plan of expansion does he intentionally plan to displace anybody. He's a private sector player that is in the sector to improve processes, right? And the unions allege that that he is he's displacing them. If you look at it, what is the displacement? The direct access to marketers is a free market, right? It doesn't stop them from importing. It doesn't stop them from using or utilizing other avenues. Dangote has made it such that is a simple pricing for the distribution of the petroleum products using their trucks. Now, the onus is on the labor unions to decide. Labor unions made up of the different marketers that are part of that union to decide whether to patronize Dangote or to utilize their own sources. And if they can bring their prices down, better for them, right? They've always alleged that importation for now is cheaper. Dangote has stated earlier, and as we all know, nobody was willing to go into that sector when he did. And truth be told, he almost failed at this, right? He made a bold move to invest up to $20 billion to build his refinery. And no one should expect that he should become a genie or become buckle to the demands of an entity that has no stake in his business and has not supported him through the travails that he had in the past with his business. I think it's a time and opportunity for the members of the union to reassess their own market development plan and look for new markets, look for new ways to organize themselves, look for new and better ways to expand their markets and attract a higher market share. Yes, Dangote has the benefit of scale, has benefit of access to capital, and if the members cannot do it on their own, they can aggregate themselves and do what is necessary, right? It is an opportunity, it is a free market, and it is an opportunity for every market stakeholder to come together and assess the opportunities that are within the oil and gas sector. There's no plan to sabotage or to antagonize any one person.
And I mean, there are people who would agree with you that at the end of the day, he's a businessman, he's not running a charity, and he's in it to make profits. We just have to find a way to make this work. And honestly, ever since Dangote started operating at this capacity, we've had less incidences of fuel scarcity, and Nigerians just really want to be able to have access to fuel. But let's talk about this seeming new order. Dangote announced the rollout of 4,000 CNG trucks, which again is half the price of diesel, cuts the third parties who will be involved. Is Nigeria's infrastructure ready to handle this new order? How can the oil marketers, NUPENG, how can they leverage on this? Or do we have enough infrastructure to support this shift from diesel to CNG? Trucks, for the trucks, yes.
Yes. Yeah, so I mean, it was a bold and gutsy move for Dangote. And like any businessman, he's most likely done his market study and analysis and determined that even as the country transitions based on its energy transition plan to CNG and other fuel sources, that it was more competitive for him to use CNG. At the moment, the few players that are in the CNG space, NIPCO and a few others, are the ones dominating that space. and they've consistently increased their prices over time. But what we see with this transition is that Dangote has plans and is adequately prepared to ensure that this transition to CNG, his sources to power the CNG trucks are available, and that he can compete favorably with other truck drivers that rely on diesel. Diesel, as much as it has been deregulated, it is still also a very scarce commodity and can fluctuate based on market forces. CNG in itself is a new source of energy.
Okay.
And I believe that Dangote has done that assessment.
All right.
I would.
Let's hold on that thought. We need to go on a very quick break. When we come back, you can land on that thought, and then we'll ask you our final question.
And even the level that are posted this post are the support and easy.
Those ones are stellar.
I didn't really see any joy and vision. Did you notice? That is what I'm just.
Hello, Mr. Image. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, we're just checking your audio. We'll come back and speak to you shortly in the next 3 to 4 minutes. Everything seems perfect. Thank you.
It's okay.
Most of the trucks, as they are coming, will be launching them. You must have gone around to see them. Even these ones, putting them on the road is a Herculean task. In September 2024, the same September last year, diesel was 1,700 now. All of you are buying diesel for your generators and co. We came and announced, and we brought diesel up to 1,020.
You're welcome back to Breakfast Central. We're currently discussing the Dangote versus NUPENG situation, and we have energy specialist Mr. Chinedu Onyegbula with us. Mr. Onyegbula, you wanted to land on your thoughts before we went on that break.
Yes, and I was talking about the Dangote CNG trucks. In concluding, I wanted to add that it's a perfect opportunity for the federal government of Nigeria to properly align and define its plan for democratizing and improving the distribution of CNG across the country. We had the presidential initiative on CNG, and they've been working on how to enhance the utilization of CNG across the sector. With this move by Dangote, to use CNG, there's going to be a need for infrastructure, deployment of infrastructure across the country, for the CNG storage units, for the dispensing of the CNG, for conversion, all the value chain components for the CNG integration into our economy. And I'm hoping that this opportunity or this plan by Dangote will provide an opportunity for stakeholders to come together, for state governments and federal government in terms of how these trucks are going to be deployed on the roads, the timing, the modalities of how this, because from what we understand, these trucks are going to be about 4,000 going up to 10,000. With this amount of trucks going on our roads, there needs to be a proper synchronization and discussion on how these trucks will impact on movement, will impact on our security, and will impact on our safety. And I'm hoping that this will be a perfect opportunity for all stakeholders to come together and see how best that we can align our interests so that it doesn't adversely affect everyone that is.
All right, Mr. Chinedu Onyegbula, thank you for your time. All right, thank you, Mr. Chinedu Onyegbula, for your time with us this morning. We look forward to having you again.
Thank you so much.